Hi there, welcome to BoxPred. This Saturday, May the 7th, as well as the fight between Pacquiao and Mosley, there's another very interesting fight happening, in my opinion. And that fight is for the IBF Middleweight Title between the current champion, Sebastian Sylvester, and he will be fighting against his challenger, the Australian Daniel Geale. Now, my prediction for this fight is a victory for Daniel Geale by decision. The records show that Sebastian Sylvester has 34 victories, 3 losses, 1 draw, and around a 42% knockout ratio, whilst Daniel Geale has 24 victories, 1 loss, no draws, and around a 60% knockout ratio. So let's just take a look at Daniel Geale, the challenger here. He's a very fluid fighter. He has quite a relaxed sort of framework when he's fighting. He's loose, he's open, he's varied in the way that he can fight. He can fight inside or outside. He has heart, determination, has good hand speed. He's powerful. He's a pretty powerful guy. He gets off some pretty powerful punches. And one thing he can do is apply pressure to an opponent when they're in trouble and look to stop the fight. Looking at the champion, Sebastian Sylvester, he has, in contrast, quite a rigid style, quite a structured style with a tight defensive shell. He holds his gloves quite high, protecting himself. He has a very good jab, in my opinion. I think that's his best artillery, is the jab. And he tends to follow that jab up with the right hand, or looks to follow it up with the right hand. And yeah, he's a popular fighter in Germany, and he's the champion going into this one. And the question I have here, or the question I'm going to be looking at when I look at this fight, is early on in the fight, does Sebastian Sylvester land his jab successfully? If he lands the jab successfully, that could be very bad for Daniel Geale, because it could prevent Daniel Geale from if he continues to do it for the whole fight, could prevent Daniel Geale from clocking up the points he needs. It could push him back in this one. So that's what I'm going to be looking for early in this fight, is how successful is Sebastian Sylvester's jab. Daniel Geale has a decent jab himself. What I'm going to be looking for Daniel Geale to do is to keep the tempo and the pressure on. I think Geale needs to. I think this is what he's going to do. I think he's going to start with and maintain a high tempo. And I think he's going to try to wear down Sebastian Sylvester and keep him, just to tire him and just to then rack up the points. And I think with Sebastian Sylvester, he's one of these guys who, a bit like Arthur Abraham, when you're on the attack and he's defending, he's not going to attack. He's going to be on the defense. So you can actually pin these type of fighters back with a high work rate and a high volume of punches. And Daniel Geale also punches from different angles. I feel he varies his attack. He can come inside or outside, as I've said. And I just think that in this one, he's going to give Sebastian Sylvester quite a lot of trouble, because I think he's going to be able to put quite a lot of pressure on Sebastian Sylvester and sort of pin him back, making him retreat into that defensive shell of his. Another thing, another way I see Daniel Geale getting through here is with counter punches. Daniel Geale can be caught with counter punches himself, I feel. However, I think in this one, he should be looking to counter punch, because Sebastian Sylvester tends to follow up a good stiff jab with a right hand. The thing is, Sebastian Sylvester doesn't have the best hand speed, and I feel that with that right hand, Daniel Geale has the reactions to slip the right hand and come in with the counters. And I think he can do some damage to Sebastian Sylvester in this one. They've both fought Karmazin. He's their common opponent, with Sylvester winning a somewhat questionable decision, and Daniel Geale stopping Karmazin late on. So I would not be surprised if Daniel Geale actually stops Sebastian Sylvester late on in the late rounds in this one, because you do have to remember that of Sylvester's 3 losses, 2 of those have been by stoppage. He's been stopped twice, so that is a possibility in this one with the stamina and the power and the continuing power into the latter rounds that Daniel Geale has. One word of warning in this one, which goes against my prediction, is that the fight is in Germany against the popular German champion. Notoriously, this is a pitfall for challengers going over there and trying to get decisions. Karmazin against Sebastian Sylvester suffered a bit of a controversial decision, and Daniel Geale could be on the end of a robbery here if the fight is going the distance. He does need to make it quite a clear victory, but I'm just going for the Geale victory by decision. I think his work rate is going to pin Sebastian Sylvester back, and I think Daniel Geale is going to show his class in this one, and I think he's going to be getting some more big fights after this. So I think we get a new champion this Saturday for the IBF Middleweight Title. I think Daniel Geale wins this by decision. Please let me know what you think on this page or on my homepage. If you do like my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching. Let's look forward to a good fight. This is BoxPred, and I'm out.